Howdy, howdy, howdy. This is the last full page using your 12 by 12 from Gail Augustinelli. I have this one and then two more, and I'm actually done with this series. So I think I timed that about right. So about beginning of October, I'll be needing to fill this Sunday spot with another activity. So again, leave it in the comment below. Would you rather watch me put together another wooden jewelry box, work on my paint by number painting, or another block character? I get two more big bunnies to do, so let me know. Let me know in the comments. So what we're doing today, Gail calls it an over-the-page belly band. So if you've watched any of my journaling videos, you'll know that typically what a belly band is, what we refer to, is a strip of something that glues here and here, and then you slide stuff underneath it rather than a pocket or a tuck. So you just slide stuff underneath. Same kind of basic concept, but rather than it gluing onto the page, you create this little sleeve. And we're going to pretend this is in a journal. But it just slides over your paper like this. And then you have this belly band back here. So, page is folded. I don't want to fold it because I can still use this paper. So you got this here, which you can use as a belly band if you choose. It's got a pocket. It's got a pocket here. It's got an up tuck here. And then when you turn the page, you've got another belly band here. Now, in addition to the over-the-page belly band, you also get to make this really cool little pocket and two tags out of what's left. So this you could glue onto a page. So again, we're going to pretend this is a journaling page, a signature page. You glue it into your journal, and you can glue it all the way around and have this just completely fixed in there. You can glue it on three sides and have this be a tuck underneath as well. Plus you've got the pocket here and the pocket here. You can glue here, here, and here and have a top tuck. It's up to you. So fun little project. This is one that I made when I first saw her do this. And it's been kind of just hanging out in my stash over there with all the other ones that I made. This will go back into my stash. I've got paper in here that I'm going to use to make a sample to go into my book. And I also, this is best used or done with double-sided paper, but I do have a single-sided paper in here to show you why double-sided works better. So I've cut all of those down. I've got two more that I saved. I might be making more than 6. I think I miscounted. So you are going to cut on the vertical. So your first cut is at 3.5. And that is this part of the belly band. Wraps over the top, wraps over the bottom. Okay, the next one you're going to do is, so I'm going to think how, it's funny, that does not look, did I do it too small? I did. I cut that at 3. Were you guys yelling at me? We're going to work with it. we're going to work with it. I'm trying to decide how much I want, which side, if I want to just cut this out or cut on this side. So we're going to go this side. I'm turning it just because I want this image. So that first one was supposed to be 3.5, not 3. I'll make it work. The next cut is 4.5. Set this one aside. Now off of this one, you're going to cut this front piece. So you want to look at what design you want to show. And then from the rest of this, you get your 2 tacks. Okay? I want this, so we're going to turn it this way. Need to open up on my very, very much shrinking desk. So 8.5. That's those 2 pieces. Now you have this card, so it comes out this way. Turn it 90 degrees so you're on the 4.5. And cut it in half at 2 1/4. And then that gives you your 2 little tags. This will be your fold-up pocket. So let me just cut this one real quick because 3.5. Trying to figure, thought it was upside down. So 3.5. I want some of this on that front, so I'm spinning it 180 degrees, cutting this at 4.5. Set this aside. And I want as much of this as I can get. So 8. Spin this 90 degrees and cut it 2 1/4. Okay, and I'm going to set these over there in this pile. So I'll have this one. Cute little cameras. A Valentine's one, and then the back has sentiments. This one's glittery. I don't know, can't really tell on camera. Plain back. Another St. Patrick's Day one. Different stuff on the back. This one's kind of cool. It's Argyle, I think it's called. But it's got glitter embossed decorations that go all the way around it. And then there's the back. This is the one that's got the white back that I'll be doing with you guys as well to show you the difference. And then I have this one. It's made out of paper, but this might be the one that I put in my journal as the sample. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So I'm going to set those off to the side. We're going to get this out of the way. And we're going to pull in the scoreboard. So keeping this piece, your 3.5 by 12. Four and a half by 12. You're going to put that to the side. Four and a half is 9. Okay, I'm like, wait, that math isn't mathing. We're going to set this aside for the moment. You're going to take this long, what's supposed to be 3.5. That's why my math isn't mathing. It's supposed to be 3.5, but mine is 3 inches. Okay, so you're going to pull this out and you're going to turn it on its side, and you're going to score. As soon as I get my scoring tool, kind of reorganize my desk, or cleaned. I didn't really reorganize, just cleaned my desk. Found my actually scoring tool. So you're going to score at sorry, 2 inches, 10 and 5/8. Okay, now because this is what I want for my front, you're going to put them color to color, because then when you bend these up, you have that contrast. I think it goes that way though. Okay. Pocket. Decorative up tuck. So I'm going to do this first. I'm going to find my center of 1.5 so that I can put my thumb notch. Like, I don't want to get smacked. And then I have this hole punch, or page edge. I actually get it in one sweep since I'm short. Just punt it in all the way. Push down. So you're getting to learn how to use these if you've never used one of these before either. So that's where it punches. So to get this and this, you come in here and you line up what's already clipped. So you gotta find it. Right there. So you line up what's already punched with the image that's on the punch. You know, this image. Go down. See, then it does that one. And then you come over to this side and you do that again. Line your paper up with the image. Punch. And we're done. Cute little decoration. It does leave this lovely little mess behind, so doing it on your scoreboard is probably not the best idea. You can choose to round your corners on your pocket here if you'd like. I happen to like them rounded. If you haven't watched enough of my videos to know that I definitely prefer rounded corners to the sharp corners on just about everything. So, sorry, I'm off camera. I'm also going to round the corners on the tag, or the front of it. I've got several corner rounders, but that by far is my favorite one. Now, if you're going to ink, you want to ink now. Whoops. Still trying to put... It's because that one's upside down. So you're going to center this in between both this way and this way. Horizontal and vertical. Because you might be able... You can see that here's the end of the paper. Here's the end of the flip. The flip is measured out to the full page width of your page. So for me, because this is going to be hidden much like my ruler at the moment, apparently. Oh, let's just use this. So this is 4.5. So the center would be 2.25. And I'm going to flip this up and do the same thing. This is 3, so 1.5. And this is just for me for lining up because I am horrible. 1.5. 2.25. And that is just so that when I can go like this. Well, that was not that was not productive. Again, were you guys yelling at me? Okay. So now I can kind of visualize center to center. And about the same amount of space from here between the score and the paper is what I'm shooting for. Now when you glue this, you don't want to glue, when you're putting glue here, you want to stop short. Oh, let me get myself back on camera. When you're putting your glue here to glue your pocket, you want to stop short because you don't want to glue these two pieces. You don't want to glue the sides closed because you want your paper to be able to slide in there. So you want to kind of guesstimate the difference and then just put glue up. That's why. I want this. So again, guesstimate the difference on the tag. Don't go all the way down to that score line. Okay. And you're going to fold this up. Squish it down. See, this is why it should still open. If you glue it properly, it should still open at this stage. You're going to do the same thing on this side, skipping out and not going all the way down to the score line. So the score line's right here. I'm going to start gluing right about there. And I'm doing what I've said probably a million times at this point. Don't glue on your scoreboard. Okay. So there's that one. You're going to make your tags. Well, I'm going to make my tags since they're in here already. Scissors. Again, if you've not ever seen this technique, it's pretty simple. Cut your triangle. Flip it. Put it up in that corner. And snip it. So your corners should be, quote unquote, should be even. Now with this piece, this is going to be your pocket for your second page. So figure out which is your top, which is your bottom. This is my bottom. So from the bottom, you're going to score at 1.5, 4, 5.5. For me, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm also going to round these top corners. Not going to round the bottoms. For you OCD people, if that bugs you, that I'm to do the top but not the bottom, don't do the top at all. So you're going to turn this over and you're going to flip up this first score line. Flip it back. Do enough of these, you can do this in your hand without having to flip it back and forth. Flip up. Flip back. You have 1 pocket, 2 pocket. We're going to put the thumb notch in there. It's a shallow pocket, so I'm going to do a shallow notch. Now we're going to glue our pockets. So glue there and there. Always put the glue on the shorter of the 2 sides. If I was to glue up this side, I ended up with glue where I didn't need it to be. You gotta glue this side. Otherwise your pockets don't stay together. This is just the back side of it. It's no functionality to that other than holding your folds in place. Okay. Now you got this one here to do. So again, put glue on the shortest of the 2. Up, press. You can put a thumb notch in this one too, and I've seen people do that, and I think I did it. As well. Ow. Which I should have put glue all the way up. I'll do that on the next one. So you glue those together. I didn't do too bad of a job eyeballing. Get my pockets in the same place. Clean this off so we can get a good seal. Then you got your tags. And because it was double-sided paper, both your pages are decorated. Now if this was a dark print or something that you wouldn't really want to write on, you could cover one side with coffee dye paper, so that way when you pull it out you can write on it. These are both pastel-y enough that with a dark pen you can write over it. So there's one, and then let me do one in white. It's supposed to be 3.5. Bring this puppy back up. So on your 3.5-inch piece, 3.5 by 12, you're gonna score it 2, and you're gonna score it 10 5/8. Okay. The shorter side is, I'm gonna scoot this over so that I can do it hopefully in 2 Hello. Excuse me, miss your punch. And then I'll come over to this side. Not sure what was hanging up in there. Bring it over to this side, match up my what I've already stamped with the pattern that's on. Sorry, I gotta pull it toward me. I don't think that's the right one. It's gotta be the right one. It is not, though. If I screw this one up, it's okay. Okay, I'll put that off to the side. Clean up the mess. And this left little taggies. So you just take them and just trim them off. Pretty simple. It's an easy fix. Whoa. See what I almost did? We're going to put the thumb notch in. Now the reason I turned it that way is because I have to choose. Do I want that to be visible? Do I want it to look like this? Or do I want it to look like this? You see the dilemma with the white page? Most people in the junk journaling world do not like the white page. We don't like decorating it. We don't like having to decorate it. Oops. So let's mark this in the middle. 1.5. 1 3/4. And then on this one, 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Now I also want to round the corners on this one. So if you don't have double-sided, you have to decide whether you want this surface to decorate, or when you flip it over this way and you put this in, you have this back here, this white panel here to decorate. I would say it kind of depends on what ephemera you have, honestly. If you've got a lot of tall stuff that you can use to go on a tall and skinny something, go for it. I should have put the lid on that. So again, don't go all the way down. So don't globber your glue. What was I saying? Don't glue on the... Don't glue on there. Now this is the one I'm going to put in the book because... Oh, I've got some on my desk. The paper cracked. Now, if I'd have realized that before I glued that closed, I could have put washi on the inside. And you wouldn't have been able to see it. But I didn't notice it in time. So, just going to run a little bit of glue. So there's that one. Now you're going to get your last piece. And again, we're going to score this at 1.5. 4, 5.5. Okay, so this is what I was saying. You can do this in your hand. You don't have to flip-floppy it if you figure it out. So this piece, I'm going to turn it this way because I want this piece and then backwards and then forwards. And remember, this is going to be glued down to your page. Do you want this much white? Probably not. But again, if you're working with double-sided paper, it's not going to matter. Because both sides are going to have something on it. Let's see if I can... Pulling that up just so I can get my thumb notches in the same location. Ugh. I should be kinder to that thing. I can't replace it. So I'm going to come in. I'm just going to put some glue. I didn't do this in the last one. I should have. So we're going to glue this down. Oh, see what I did? Doesn't really matter. This is going to be glued to a page anyway. Okay, now let's come back to the front. Oh, let's round. Find the right tool. You can also round these ones if you glued it. If you didn't glue it, you're gonna have to squirt some glue in there. But I should be plenty glued. Okay, so now we're going to glue this one up from the top all the way to the fold. And then again from the top to the fold. Spotify is playing a lot of Aussie right now. Stick. Stick to yourself, not my table. Burnish it. I'll make it. Round these top corners up here. Okay. Now you got a pocket here, which you can hardly see, which is why a lot of people do like to ink. But you would want to ink beforehand, ideally. This is a sort of a fix. Stick a little piece of paper in there and go along with your dauber. See, it tells you, shows you, oh look, there is a pocket there. Since I did one, I'm going to do the other. I did cut these ones in the opposite direction, so they're taller and skinnier than the last ones I did, but same technique. Clip your corner, flip. I've got both of them. I only need one, really. And fingers that work. Line everything up. Get your scissors up there. Snip. So now you have pockets. So let's compare the two. And then we'll let you go. I'll do the rest off camera. So, white back, double-sided, single side, double side. From the front, not too bad. I don't mind, you know, having something this little bit that's white. But when you flip it over, you know, this is going to be on your page. It's going to be on your page. That's a lot of white to decorate. Whereas with this one, if you chose not to decorate it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because it's got a design on it. Would I still put something on there? Most likely. And then, whoops. Again, on your paper, you wouldn't necessarily want to glue it to something like this that's got a design on it, unless it's a design that you're not, you know, you're okay covering. But you would glue this on your paper. And like I said, you could glue here, here, and here and make this a down tuck. This is not going to get in the way because the fold is going downward. And that would be a long tag to go underneath there. Or you can go here, here, and here and make a side tuck coming in from this direction. You can even punch the thumb notch there if you wanted to. Versus this one, that's got a lot of white for you to decorate. Now on the tags, not that big of a deal. You can write on that, cover it, you know, whatever. You could turn them both this way, but that all blends in. Which again, you want to ink your tags so they don't blend in. So all in all, when I'm making these, I am very specific about not using single-sided paper. If I don't have double-sided paper that works with the journal I'm working on, I will go buy some. So there's that. But that is the end of this tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment, or hey, message me on my community, my visit this community or whatever, the new tab. And in the meantime, take care of yourself, and we will see you in the next video.